Good evening, everyone. You're going to be watching Team Fortress TV tonight, where Velocity Esports goes up against Bringback Turbine DM on CP Granary of all maps. Why did they choose this map? Most teams I know really hate playing this map, so...
Well, hello, Comanglia. It's nice to meet you. I actually a big fan of your work.
Thank you.
I actually like Granary. I think it's a great map. I think it's a good time. I like the mid, a lot of height, a lot of jumping. Kind of forces your soldiers to get their butts off the ground.
Yeah, I don't hate Granary myself, but I just know a lot of teams and players really dislike this map, so I'm kind of curious how this map came to being the one.
What's in the map pool for ESEA this season? I know they made some changes to ETF2L. ETF2L is actually playing Logjam, if you can believe that.
Man, Logjam, that's a map.
It's fun. It's different. I'm actually going to play in Europe this season, and I'm pretty excited to see how that plays out, because I know people have been memeing about it for a long time, but it could be a good comeback.
Man, just bring back Gravel Pit. Just bring it back. I want to see. I've been dying to see another match on Gravel Pit. So bad. It's been so long. I used to love watching Classic Mix-Up play Gravel Pit, so...
That was before my time. I'm quite new. I'm still a babby to TF2 standards. I'm only 3 years old.
Alright, so we have 12 people in the server now. I wonder what the holdup is here. Let's check chat. I think most people are readied up in here. It's kind of hard to tell.
So how long has it been since you played a season of Team Fortress 2?
For me, I mean, I played just last season in ESEA, and I'm playing currently in Highlander for RGL, an invite.
I didn't know that. I'm terrible. I don't keep up with the North American scene at all. I'm the worst.
Yeah.
So don't be offended. I genuinely just have no idea.
Yeah, it's kind of been difficult to keep up with a lot of it. So, like, I know a lot of these players, but I haven't really been following their progress this season too much at all. Like, when I was being asked to cast tonight, I was like, I quickly looked at all the players, and I was like, yeah, I recognize most of these names, but like beyond that, it was just, yeah, I don't really know too much about either one of the teams as like a whole.
Yeah, there's some like solid returning people here that have been around for quite a while.
Oh, I believe we've started. Or is this a false start? I believe this is a false start with Mason kind of off in the middle of nowhere. Or did this round just completely restart? Nope. I heard the countdown. I wasn't paying attention to my monitor, so... Oh, here we go.
Just 3 more times and we'll be...
Alright. I'm going to throw my prediction out there that Velocity is going to win this 5-3. Oh, wait, no, wait. This is Granary, 3-2.
Yeah, I think they're going to win probably 4-0. That's my guess here. As we're making our way to mid for the first round here, but I don't know. I have a lot of faith in Velocity. I'm seeing some familiar names on there. I think they're going to be strong.
Alright, so we have a charge shot coming out on mid already from Marmaloo. I'm actually mostly watching Midas right now, the recent Velocity pickup. And looks like he's actually putting up a lot of pressure there, but already fell back.
Yeah, they're just doing an exchange here. No one's actually died yet, so we'll see who the first pick is going to be, and that's probably going to have a big influence on what happens in this fight.
Alright,
so
our first pick is
down.
Jarrett. Oh man, Velocity's kind of in a tight position here without the demo, but looks like oh man, I don't want to call him Turbine so bad, but oh no.
Yeah, they seem
They
really
bled
healthy.
2 players on actually trying to get out there.
Yeah. Yeah, our turbine was staying pretty healthy there throughout, while our velocity took way too much damage. They weren't able to keep on mid, and now they're backing up. Oh, Uber exchange in the yard here.
It got separated, but Velocity's gonna have to actually back up here, and the medic is gonna get out, but Jared's kind of trapped here again. Jared's probably he gets away.
They're poking and
Kryptonite
prodding.
just sacks in. And, Dingo, okay, Dingo goes down. Man, both demos go down.
Yeah, they're just bleeding way too many players here. Like, this run 1 or 2 people in and die thing isn't really going to work. It's not actually a push, and you just end up bleeding all of your players. These long spawns on Granary. Like, this is not where you want to bleed players, if any map. Yeah, and they just weren't able to do anything. They didn't have any people there to defend it at all. So, I'm already wrong. You've already proven me wrong right out the gate. How does it feel?
I'm not gonna say it feels too terribly spectacular. It feels good.
Being not wrong is almost like being right, so you have that going for you.
I'm watching Jared
Jared's
here.
quick to mid.
Yes, he is. He already has a sticky up. He gets a 1 on Dingo. Oh, Dingo's so hurt. Is he actually... Okay. Wow. And Jared's the one that dies.
Yeah, they're trying to push out a garage here. The problem is they're pushing all as one unit. You can't push the whole team out of one room when everybody's looking at you. I think not probably the play there to push all through the same door. But with that, Turbine's going to go ahead and take those frags. And once again, if they snowball this through to last, it's going to happen very quickly. Skye still has her Uber, so she didn't die, which means they'll have that. So maybe they've got a chance here to push back out of last.
Yeah, it's quite unfortunate here. Velocity keeps bleeding players in the transitions. It's happened literally every time now.
Yeah, there's a lot of fee going on.
Might get to see some action here on the flank.
Yeah, and once again, they're pushing all out the same door. I'm wondering, like, why this is happening, but...
Ooh, Skye just got hit with a charge shot.
Yeah, this Comanglia business is insane. Like, is incredibly powerful. Every mid they use it, and then they use it again on Skye. Like, it's an insane amount of energy just going right at your face. So see, we don't have any off classes here. It looks like nobody's... This is looking like it's gonna get a little stalematey though. They've both got Uber. They're both 6 up. They're both standing there looking at each other. This is when I would run a sniper, personally.
Yeah, but I don't think either team wants to take the risk of either sending somebody back or sacking someone in just now, because that small difference can make the difference in actually one team pushing out here. But Marmaloo seems to have gone down. Maybe Marmaloo's going to come up on an off class. I don't see any scouts running back, so maybe. I doubt it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
They're just going to keep it up.
Alright.
This was our first stalemate of the night. This is nice.
Welcome to Granary.
Action-packed. Not much is happening here. So, I mean, we've seen a lot of, like you were saying, bleeding in the transitions. So, we're also seeing them all, like, group up and pushing out of the same door in a lot of these fights. So, I'm hoping maybe they'll kind of catch a stride here and figure out, because I still do think
Happy
they
Cool's
can...
going in.
Ooh.
He trades with a soldier, though. Oh, with Rukoso.
And they are all there in garage.
Marvel's really forward and hurt, but he gets the arrow. He's actually wrapping around, going through Shutter and into Lunchbox. Hits the health pack, and he's actually going all the way around. Is he going to be able to... Is he going to be going for Rukoso? No. No, he's not. He's back up into Lunchbox and going to go to the drop down.
Meanwhile, the Uber exchange happened in yard. Literally nothing came out of it. No one got any picks. They just kind of stared at each other for a while, so... Ooh,
and Marmaloo won the 1v1 with Rukoso.
They have now lost half their team, and so Velocity retreats to last again. And
Yes,
once again,
but
these
Velocity
spawns
still has their medic.
these spawns are so long. It's just they're not going to get people in time to be able to fight this.
Oh man, there's so much pressure on this cap here, and there's no way Velocity is going to hold this. Velocity really needs to start playing more together and not bleeding players in those transitions. In that last mid, I also noticed that from Jared's perspective, it looked like he was basically in alone.
We have 2 pocket rollouts on the side of Velocity. I'm trying to understand if this is on purpose or is that a thing that people do.
Looks
I've
like
not
both of
seen
them
that
at the same
before.
time.
Jarrett was so early, he was just
Jarrett's
completely
so hurt.
alone. Like,
Jared goes down again.
Can't hold mid alone that long. And Marmalou goes down, but without their demo man, it's going to put Velocity into a really rough situation.
Velocity has the high ground here. They're bombing both soldiers, like, in and out. Oh, man. So Velocity gets this, but I don't know. It's kind of like a fear victory of sorts, because they can't really continue to push off of this.
Yeah, I mean, the Turbine just stayed on the low ground, grouped up together, so it was kind of perfect for that double soldier bomb you were talking about there. Like, kind of a perfect storm. Thankfully, they read that really well, and they were able to execute that bomb and just basically shove them right out. But now we're looking at an even Uber situation. Let's look at this push and see. I'm curious if they do the same thing where they all push out of the same door, or if they're going to try to push a flank, or what's going to happen here.
Oh, Dingo's hurt, but nobody's going to follow up on that.
Stalemate number 2.
Now let's see if Velocity does the same thing that Turbine did. So
we've got. He's now CVS Pharmacy.
Oh, I think somebody's actually. No, he's gonna get the med. He got the med.
Amazing, amazing. See, meanwhile, Chair User was on the flank trying to find stuff so no one had eyes on the back of their medic there. Just a very thoughtful, drop there from that spy play. You know, Kryptonite's
and Mason jumps in and just dies basically immediately, even though Velocity didn't seem to really know what was about to happen. And Turbine actually bled 2 players for that, so Velocity's going to get the second point more or less for free, but Marmalou is behind him. Looks like he's fighting Rikuso, so now Velocity knows. Shamu's even going back to fight him right now. Shamu loses the 1v1. Rikuso and Kryptonite bought on Marmalou.
Very dangerous, very dangerous. They were pretty split up there, and it's kind of dangerous to leave like your medic and your demo man alone in that situation, but it worked out. They got the pick, and I mean, they got the pop-off on the medic, but they did bleed a lot, so it's a good thing that they had that flank, or they would have probably lost a few more to the forward aggression that was moving in here. But now we're looking at both teams trying to build Uber. Hopefully we see a good last push once again on the spy here, but it's Shamu this time on spy. So let's see what he's up to. They might have seen the shutter there. Yeah, they saw the shutter open, so they know they've got a spy. And I don't really know if he can get, like... I don't really know if the shutter was the play there, because now he's kind of... They're kind of stuck. They know they've got a spy, and
yeah,
they're going to be waiting for it.
If I was him, I would have made best of the situation, just went in. Like, if he's on Cloak and Dagger, which I think he was, I wasn't paying too close attention to it, but... yeah,
Ooh,
I don't know.
man.
I would have just sat in and just started revolvering someone as, like, in this case, Rikuso jumps in or Kryptonite jumps in or something like that. But Shamu dies anyway and gets absolutely nothing out of it.
Yeah, I think he just kind of fed on that one because he realized that they were way too aware. I mean, every door he tried to come in, they knew, like, they were shooting rockets at the pipe. Every doorway was kind of covered. So they knew he was in, they kind of knew where he was, and they were able to deflect that, so... he's up on Sniper now, which I think is much more the play, especially on this kind of last whole thing. Like, you want to drop the medic here so that you have the Uber advantage and you're able to push into last. Basically for free at that point.
Alright. So, Yeah, this is going to be like the long, slow game here. Fully charged shot, just going to be waiting for someone to make the mistake of just like popping their head up. Oh, Dingo. And it's Dingo.
Whew.
Oh, Shamu's going to die almost immediately for it. Oh, he actually gets saved by his medic.
Wow, she's no slouch. This guy's a good medic. Alright, they are in. We're gonna have this Uber exchange. Velocity popped first. They already lost one to this. They're just gonna get out. I mean, they just exchanged for the sake of exchanging, I feel. There wasn't really much point beyond that. Now they're just gonna both rebuild the Ubers and try again. We still don't have any off classes on the side of Turbine. Like, you're not seeing your Heavy, your NG, your Sniper, nothing. Like, they're just holding.
Yeah.
Holding for the push. So they are very confident that they're going to be able to take out Velocity on second and just push right through, or they would have a more sturdy defense class up right now.
Yeah.
So we'll see.
I don't know. I don't feel like it would be a necessarily good decision because this last point is not very conducive to like a generalistic like heavy or engineer play because of how wide open it is. You basically, the only really viable off class is Sniper.
Yeah.
And then like maybe heavy or pyro in very specific scenarios.
Yeah, like heavy on pipe is fairly popular choice, I feel. Like, because you have the height, you're able to kind of see both the doors and get all the damage focused to one place, which is the other benefit of having the heavy, is that during the push, everyone's shooting at one guy. And that means that all of your other players are free to kind of run around and shoot at them back. So it kind of gives that freedom on a last point like this that's so open. I don't know. Personally, like, I like running a heavy, but I'm mid, so what do I know?
Looks like we're still kind of just like waiting for somebody to just either peek into Shamu and die, or for somebody to just go in and hope for the best on Velocity. Shamu just peeking in like really fast and hoping for a quick scope on the medic, or possibly Kryptonite jumping in.
No, we're just gonna play this game for a while. I mean, at the end of the day, like, it's definitely on Velocity to push, because this is the last push. They're just not gonna do it until they get the pick, and Turbine has nothing to lose by sitting here because they're already up 2 points. So the longer they run out the clock, the better it is for them.
Yep. I don't know how Velocity's gonna try to do this, and at this point, it seems. Ooh, we actually get a force out from Rakuso. Nice job, man. Alright, so looks... Oh, man. I think it's still going to end up being a stalemate, though. Oh. Alright, Velocity might be able to get a push out of this when Rakuso comes back up. Assuming nobody else dies for Velocity.
Yeah, I mean, like, they need to play this ad. Like, the force happened, and that's great, but if they don't play the ad, then we're right back where we started. And that's really unfortunate. Because that's an advantage that you kind of want to have when pushing last here. And it looks like they're going to go ahead and take it.
Yep. We actually have a sentry gun coming up here, but it's a little bit too late. It does distract him for a tiny bit and buys him some time. Is it going to be enough, though?
Yeah, it looks like Velocity just pushed out the wrong door here. They were kind of expecting them to be a little closer on the right side, and they weren't there, so the Uber did literally nothing. And now they're trying to bombard the Turbine players, and it's just going to be a DM war at this point. We'll see.
Yeah, they need to get out. Sky needs to live here. Otherwise, I mean, Turbine's going to get all the way back to mid, possibly even to the other team's second.
That was a pretty fat air shot from Kryptonite. That was nice.
Wow.
Love to see that. Yeah, and Kryptonite kind of just ran the distraction there to make sure that Sky could get out alive and keep holding that Uber. And they're at a disadvantage now, and there's a chance that Turbine might push off this, but it just does not look like they want to.
Looks like all the traps have been cleared, and Turbine's just going to get the second, more or less. Oh, wait, Velocity just Ubered in, and it's an Uber exchange here, and I think it's going to still... No, this is going to probably end up going to be in another stalemate here, or Turbine's actually going to bleed. Max goes down.
Yeah, these Ubers aren't really getting much. It's a shame. Like, these Uber exchanges, everybody is very effectively kiting each other's Ubers. There's a little bit of a gunfight here in Lunchbox, and Marmaloo's gonna win that one. Yeah, it looks like they're moving into yard now, and Velocity is just kind of stuck here with 4 in the corner. They're gonna probably get shoved back out to mid now.
That was
They
actually
can't
like,
hold this with 2.
oh, Velocity bleeds both scouts. I kind of wonder if Turbine even planned that, because like one of the soldiers jumped. I think it was Marmalou from Turbine, and then like both scouts just like run in on him, and the demo just like traps right behind those scouts, and then the other soldier walks through Z when they try to wrap around, and they just lose those scouts.
Yeah, and we're just seeing more bleed here. Maybe you can get this rocket on the medic. Med down. Very nice. +2 in the chat. Now it's a fight on mid. Sky popped off for Uber, probably due to the harassment of that scout right there. Happy Cool goes down. And this is really good for Velocity.
I think Sky just lagged out. Oh, they saved.
Oh.
Oh.
Well.
Sky's back now. Okay.
Nice.
Yeah, Sky just like was on the mid and just started walking into like the red garage and just like walked against a wall, walked through it, and then like a soldier gets a free rocket onto her, and then the soldier dies to Midas.
That's unfortunate. But it's a good thing she was able to save it. They've got a little bit of ad, not much to speak of, but I think we might be looking at another stalemate.
Yep, the curse of Granny. Yeah, I'm guaranteeing my prediction's probably wrong too at this point. With Turbine already at 2 rounds, I think they might actually be reversing my prediction.
I don't know. I mean, yeah, like I think we could both be proven wrong here. Granary is a great map, as I said, but it might be one of those things where Velocity just needed to figure out their opponent before they were able to kind of bring it in. And I think there's still a chance that we see a new team in the second half, but I'm not entirely certain they're going to be able to get this cap the way they want to do it.
Yeah, it looks like Velocity opted to just take over the entire flank there, and Rikuzo actually gets a force out here, and Velocity is not exactly in prime position here. Sky's almost broken away, but is now having everyone regroup around her.
Yeah,
and
they
Velocity's
went
going to get
back
the second
scared.
point. If they don't, then I mean, it'd be some miracle from Turbine to have that happen.
Yeah, this is some fat ad. That's the technical term, fat ad. They need to use this fat ad and push last, and hopefully get some stuff with it. Marmaloo's already down. They're going to push
all
right
the way in here. We have an Uber come out here. Shimu is really trying to get that, but there's no way they're going to get Phantom in time here. Phantom's at 75%, but he's only able to heal Marmaloo.
Yeah, Happy Cool was able to take down their demo man, so it makes that push a little more tricky here.
Oh,
wow,
man.
very... Oh!
Okay, Dingo, you can do this. Come on, Dingo. Oh.
Yeah, that was a great push. I think, like, momentum is probably one of the things that they've been having issues with. They're, like, timing those pushes so that everyone pushes together, but I think that was... Like I said, finding their feet, that was a much better push than the others that we've seen before, so maybe this is kind of the turning point and Velocity kind of switches on.
Alright, I'm going to be watching Marmaloo into this mid. I want to see what kind of crazy shenanigans he can get away with. Oh yeah, the charge shot. Not going to get anyone.
Yeah, once again, Jarrett's so early.
Marmaloo's
so
jumping
early.
in.
Ooh! Just laying out some fat damage for his team here. We got another high bomb coming in from Rakuso. Med down.
Oh! Mason actually gets the medic there. Oh, with a fairly decent air shot. At least from my
And this
angle.
is your classic 3v1. Happy Cool is going to die. And mid is capped. That was a much cleaner mid for them. I mean, even though Sky went down, Velocity kind of... It felt like it was on purpose, the way they executed through that.
Yep, Velocity got the better of this, but Turbine was able to do enough to be able to hold on to this round still. Ubers are going to be even. They're both at 30-ish.
Yeah, one team is building. The other is pushing. We're going to see Turbine push right into Yard here. They haven't gotten any picks with it yet, but they're going to have to... Velocity's going to have to back up here. They're getting hurt players, and too many hurt players. This is getting quite scrappy. Both teams are staying in, but neither one is really crossing the line.
Yeah, I'm kind of marveling at it. Like, technically speaking, Turbine did way more work in that, but they couldn't do enough to actually make anything useful of it because they did so much damage. Both the scout and the soldier on the flank there got down to like 30 health or 10 health, somewhere around that range.
Yeah, I think there were 3 of them that were in that range, but yeah, Sky is just too good, is the problem. Rakuso goes down, and that might make them rethink that push that they were looking at from Lunchbox. And
oh, Kryptonite's actually getting flanked here, but he actually gets the better of it.
once again, Sky with some God arrows. They're gonna hold this yard, and Charge Shot takes down Max. So keeping even trades. Ooh!
Yeah, just trade for trade for trade.
Everybody sack. You alive again? Heal up and sack. Max on Spy. Max off Spy.
I was getting so hopeful there, but it was probably just for a check for an off class.
Yeah.
Oh. Could we
And this looks more promising. A complete pinch from all 3 doors. The Uber gets popped off. They have a distinct advantage now on the side of Turbo because they have full charge.
Oh, Jarrett's gonna die again. Oh, man. I feel like Jarrett is, like, really getting caught out here, and I'm not sure exactly how it's happening. Oh. Oh. Kryptonite gets it.
Interesting time to go Spy. Like, I don't know if that happened. It didn't. I don't think that happened during the stalemate, but maybe it was one of those things where he just switched while the push was happening. It was a really strange time to go Spy, but obviously it worked out for them, so who am I to judge?
Maybe because it is a really strange time to go Spy. It's probably exactly why it worked.
Yeah, no one would expect it during a push. Velocity's gonna go ahead and take mid here. It looks like Turbine's not gonna really put up a fight, and
yeah,
Sky goes down. How does Sky go down?
Oh no, I think I missed that too.
I think it might have been Happy Cool's dead, so I'm guessing he was on the flank because he's been kind of up her butt most of the game. So I'm guessing he pulled a flanky flank and took her down. She was quite low health from the last like spam that Turbine had been putting in. Ooh, we have the lamp sitting. Classic lamp sitter.
Alright, so Turbine's probably going to try to push here. They have Uber, and Sky's around 60%. So they're probably going to be actually, like, way overcommitting, possibly. Nope, this actually seems pretty staggered. They pop a little bit early, but that's okay. They're going to get this midpoint, but Velocity's going to have Uber and going to be able to re-push them basically immediately, because all 6 of them are still alive.
Yeah, and this re-push, if it's executed well, they could just completely devastate Turbine. Going in through Garage now.
Oh, I think this might be a tiny bit of a misplay. I know Turbine did literally exactly this, but Phantom still gets out. They pop Uber. Oh, they're going to be able to chase this, though.
Med goes down on the side of Turbine. They chased really hard for it, though, and they didn't get anything else without Uber. That could have been problematic. I cannot actually believe that Sky survived through this.
Double back cap.
Oh my goodness, double back cap from Happy Cool and Marmalade. Very well done, boy. That was quite sneaky.
Alright, so I've officially been proven wrong now.
And now we're both wrong. Congratulations. Welcome to the bottom of the barrel.
Alright, so I don't know. Like I said before, it seemed like Jarrett is getting caught out pretty often. That's what really lost them those first 2 rounds, was Jarrett getting caught out at those weird moments, either on mid or transitioning from like second to last or mid to second. And then they were able to build up off of that loss and then either pick another player on Velocity and then just continue to go forward with that.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, you would expect to see a scout with him more frequently, I think, but he plays pretty far away from Sky, so I'm not sure what the strategy is with that, because like you said, it just leaves him open to a lot of problems, and then they're missing him in these pushes. So, I mean, I had the feeling, there for a little while that Velocity was going to turn it around. They still have a second half to do that,
Yeah,
but I don't know.
I think we're going to see a much stronger Velocity this half. Whether or not they're going to be able to make up the difference and retake this game and make it theirs, I don't know.
I
There's
honestly,
definitely
I feel like it's missing some off-glassing. I feel like if they had more sniper in these stalemates, they would be a little more, be able to get more advantages, but they're just really not. Is that the common trend in ESEA to not run a lot of off-classes and stalemates?
uh I'm not well, it kind of depends on the map a lot. And with this map, like your only real choice with the last point in those stalemates is kind of sniper or spy and hoping for the best. But once you actually get that advantage and your team has second and you're trying to push into the last point, like you kind of really need a scout at that point, and you can't really just trade your sniper for a scout immediately.
That's fair.
And
That's fair.
looks like
And the
we're
spawns are
live
quite
again.
far as well.
Alright, I'm gonna watch Rakuso this mid.
I'm gonna watch Jarrett and see if he gets there giga early. Yeah, once again, Jarrett, very early to mid. Pack had been stuck, so he's not in great health at the moment, but...
Ooh, a charge shot. Oh man, that actually
Jarrett's...
connected with Jarrett. Like, that's so unfortunate.
Yeah, it's just he's so much faster than the rest of his team. He takes so much damage early from Turbine. Like, this is happening almost every mid now.
Looks like Turbo's just saying screw capping this point. We're gonna go to second.
Not sure what's going on here. Alright, we've got a scout cap. There we go.
They kind of had to, though, because Phantom died on that mid, and they were trying to get out to Sky. So they're going to take this mid and probably really, really lightly hold it. And again, Velocity's backed up so far, they might not even be able to push out that far for a while. Phantom's up, but is not currently healing anyone. Okay, there we go.
Yeah, the Sky has Uber, so obviously the plan is to re-push here, and it looks like they're going to go through Choke and just walk into mid. Trying to make some space.
Oh, we get an air shot out, and Mason goes down.
Yeah, Shamu kind of stole that one, but I think they'll forgive him this time. No deaths on the side of Velocity. Kryptonite is going forward here just to make sure that they stay the heck out.
9 HP.
What a gamer. Alright, Velocity's gonna take yard.
Sky already has Uber still, and they're gonna be able to push into the second. Phantom did a fake call. It looks like Velocity believed it, and I don't really blame him because it took a while for Phantom to actually start to heal somebody.
Yeah, and honestly, by the time they got in there, it wouldn't have made a difference anyway. Some peeking in here in Lunchbox, but there's no one there, and
the force happens.
Beautiful. And we're seeing Velocity hanging out in yards still.
Now
the Turbine actually backed off.
Yeah, it looks
Marmaloo behind. Not sure what he's trying to do. Oh, no. No, he lives. Okay.
Yeah, I'm a little bit surprised Turbine held that passively. I figured they'd be a tiny bit closer. Not a lot, but just a tiny bit.
We do have a sniper on the side of Turbine, but don't believe he's gotten anything yet.
Oh, Velocity
the Uber
really
did nothing.
Anything with his Uber. Oh, what a trade. Those two soldiers. But it looks like Turbine's definitely going to get the better of this, and they're about to have Uber, and they're just going to try to bear in on this and get this second point. And it looks like they're just not going to continue to contest Yard for a little bit here. But it looks like Velocity is just going to give it to him anyway, especially since they're about 30 disad.
Yeah. Yeah, it looks... I mean, they're peeking. They're peeking aggressively.
They didn't pay attention to Rakuso on the lamp.
Oh.
I don't think they even still know that Rakuso's there.
No.
Oh, man.
I'm not sure what was happening there. The scout and the medic kind of went in on their own and left the rest of the team in yard. and I don't know if the rest of the team was aware that that was happening. And then, of course, the scout went down, and the medic had to use anyway. And he got out alive, but they have some severe disad now. That I think there was some probably miscommunication on that push there from Turbine.
Definitely, they were caught completely.
The gun does some good there. They're focusing a lot of energy on trying to take gun down and not much on killing people, but again, these
they're
long
all staying
spawns.
alive.
Yeah.
They're all staying alive. They're just gonna win this by attrition. Okay. Oh, okay. That's the name. It was like red wins. What?
Yeah, they switched sides after the. You know that. What am I talking about?
All right. I think I'm gonna go back to the Marmalu cam and see if he can get somebody with the charge shot.
I'm watching Jared as I always do. Fascinated with his guts, his nerve.
Oh, Marmalu's in on Jared and gets him right away. Oh, he's gonna die though for it.
Yeah, but I mean, Velocity just don't have a dome, man. Every mid is so hard. Like, the mids where Jared stays alive are the ones they win. Dependably. Yeah, Phantom went down. This is a Velocity mid for sure.
Yeah,
Dingo's still alive.
Oh, man,
he's
Dingo.
gonna go. He's gonna do it. His last breath. Alright. He delayed that cap a little bit, I guess, but again, these really long spawns, it feels like.
Yeah. It's really crazy to see because it looked like Turbine was definitely getting like the better of that at the very beginning of it, but then like Kryptonite gets a bomb in, and I think that was the bomb that ends up actually doing in Phantom and does so much damage to both of the scouts, or at least one of the scouts.
Right. And once they're in disarray, it's kind of they kind of won the DM fight from there. But definitely it looks like Turbine had their number, so it was a big surprise. Now we're looking at some Uber fat ad from Velocity. They're going to use right in through pipe this time. See if they can make more of an impact. But there's another gun. They can't really get much damage on it.
That sentry gun did its job so well. Did Velocity just not really know about the sentry gun or how much it was going to do there?
I think they came in with like a scout demo, and the gun was just way too far away to spam for that demo. Like, if they had gone in with the soldier, it would have been able to get more spam on it, might have been able to kill it. But with a heavy and a gun shooting at you, even if it's Uber, like, you can't do much from that distance.
Alright, so Velocity's setting up in yard here. And it looks like Turbine's actually going to push out through Z and is going to cross through, but Kryptonite gets a jump in, but he's not going to accomplish anything with that. Velocity's already completely out, so Kryptonite was actually able to distract, and Sky was even able to pick up a frag on a scout.
What a fragger. Turbine's walking in the garage here. They're going to try to make their way in. They've used the Uber into mid. The General Man's very low under this Uber. Ooh.
Unfortunately for Velocity, they bled 2 players there getting out of that mid. They may have major Uber ad here, but I don't think they're going to be able to re-peek off this, especially since Sky just got hit by a charge shot.
Yeah, they don't have the bodies at the moment.
Another charge shot come in, and oh, I thought that was going to get the scout for a moment.
Those things are terrifying. Take your head clean off. Alright, now that we've got spawns on the side of Velocity, we might see them push. I'm not sure if they're aware how much ad they have, but it looks like they're going right in on to mid.
Oh, Sky! Oh, that charge shot forces the Uber. Sky gets super hurt, disconnects that Uber, so they can't even continue to push with that Uber at all. And Turbine's actually going to come in with full ad, basically.
Yes. Rakusa once again trying to do the lamp shot. They used Uber very early. They don't know he's behind there on the red crate, and he might be able to do something fun
might
with
have
that.
like a thought that there might be somebody there. Oh, and it looks like he's got out by Mason there, but Kuso's just running away, trying to distract for as long as he possibly can. He ends up dying. But I think Rakusa bought his team enough time that they are now going to be able to feasibly hold this second point. Marmou's in Lunchbox, though. Is he completely unknown? They didn't know. He got a free shot in, but it wasn't enough.
Yeah, we're looking at a little bit of ad on the side of Velocity. They're getting very cheeky in yard here. They might just walk it right in. They have the Uber, but Phantom's getting very close to having it as well, so...
Oh, Shamu, so low.
Ooh.
Oh! That charge shot. It's lethal, man.
Yeah, this is a really bad situation. They've lost their Doman, they lost the Scout, they exchanged the Uber, they got no kills, and they just have to get back to last, but it's just a really unfortunate for Velocity. Like, they don't have a chance to set anything up. They don't have any Rad, they don't have 6 players, and Turbine's just gonna walk right in onto the point and see if they can cap it off.
Velocity needs a miracle here. I mean, they get the medic, so if they can actually end up winning this engagement, which it actually looks like they're starting to pull back from... Oh, nope. No. There it goes.
Yeah, I mean, the Heavy did his job there. He took a lot of the damage and he got a pick, but there was not, like you said, much that they could do about that situation. They literally just walked in and stood on the point, and Velocity was kind of helpless to do anything about it.
Alright, I'm gonna watch a Midas mid here.
It's the double pocket rollout again. Why? Tell me. I'm so curious. Jarrett comes in with his team at the same time. Does not die. Dingo's very low health right now. Oh, we got the arrow.
Oh, Rakuso's going for the high bomb while Kryptonite also jumped in. Looks like they... Well, I mean, they're able to get a couple frags in here. And looks like Velocity's so far currently taking this mid. Happy Cool's just kind of going in, but not going to get anything from it.
Well, Max is still alive. They didn't see him, I don't think. So he's going to hide behind this crate. Oh, Jarrett saw him.
Oh.
Yeah, he's dead. Unfortunate. Yeah, Sky did a really good job of kiting that bomb there. Like, getting out, staying alive. Now they have the medic advantage and they have the Uber advantage. And that could mean a round for them. Just the fact that she was able to get out of that alive and not die to those bombs.
Alright, Velocity's setting up here. I think they're going to try to take this Uber through up top or bottom left. It's kind of hard to tell right now. It's going to be... Well, they dropped down. I don't think they're going to make this push.
They've got another engineer and Heavy again, and they've got them set up in the same place. This is the issue.
Yeah, I think
they have to take that gun down as soon as can be. Alright, gun down. Now the Heavy.
Yeah, this is a much better push than the last one that they did with pretty much the exact same kind of setup. Oh. It's still not going to be enough. Jarrett ends up dying to the heavy weapons. And the heavy weapons just like, this is my point. And it's just
Phantom kited a lot of that damage and popped the Uber off and just saved everyone. Like, they easily could have lost that with only 3 of them alive. But some amazing work from Phantom there, from where I'm sitting. Really great job of getting that Uber, staying alive and able to save the point.
Yeah, now Turbine just needs to find a way to make sure that the Uber ad Sky has does not matter.
They're getting very aggressive here. So they're getting very aggressive here in Lunchbox, and it looks like they're going to walk up top, and only Marmalou is there. I'm wondering if he's aware that the entire team is walking towards him.
Looks like he was and was able to get away. Yeah, so Velocity took just long enough that Turbine actually has Uber for this last point now, and didn't even really get a big major engagement out of this. So I think Turbine really just want to make sure they kept their Uber. Or, well, actually got it.
Yeah, with no off classes now, Velocity have a much better chance of making something happen.
Oh. Midas went in too, so they lost 2 players for this. I'm going to say that was probably misplay from Midas. I'm not sure what Velocity was trying to get out of this. Oh, man. Jarrett is able to get a pick on Marmalou. Velocity still has all stock class, well, cookie cutter classes. And maybe we can see some kind of exchange here. I don't really have my hopes too high, though, because Granary. Looks like we have Rakuso and Midas just going in again. So this must be like an actual strat for Velocity, since they did it twice in a row now.
Yeah, I'm not sure what it's supposed to achieve. Like, obviously, they didn't execute it the way that they intended to, but I'm not certain what the purpose of it is.
Maybe the thought is like, well, if we sack 2 players, they're going to definitely try to push, and maybe we can get them all kinds of screwed up here in the transition. And we get an Uber out. It's on Shamu. It's basically only on Shamu. Phantom split a little bit, but I don't think it was enough to really change too much of anything.
Yeah, and they
like
had no support.
Status quo again.
They had no support with them. Like, they went in with it, but the rest of their team was so far behind them, they had nothing to back them up. I think they realized that very quickly.
And nope. Max was just checking for off classes.
Come on, man. Let's get some sniper. I want to see some headshots. So now we're just waiting for everyone to get Uber. Happy Cool's putting a gun up. I did not know that you could build the gun and spawn. That's very... Oh, it's the forward part of lobby thing. It's so strange how that's set up there.
We actually get the push right as we were all looking at that sentry gun, right?
Nope, 2 again.
Wow.
They sacked 2 again.
Midas and Rakuso. I'm not sure about this strat. Like, yeah, it's getting Turbine to push out, but like Velocity's not really capitalizing on this at all. It's like, this seems like a massive risk, especially since they are, you know, down a couple rounds.
And all that's ever in it is Shamu. Like, that Uber is useless. They can't get anything with it. Kryptonite goes down on the flank. Velocity's gonna back up a little bit here.
Turbine's really pressuring the issue here, but they're losing a lot of people. I think this is exactly what Velocity was hoping for all the other times they tried to do this, and Turbine just went for it.
Yeah, this is very good.
Almost guaranteed this round at this point. Almost.
Yeah. Like I said, these spawns are so long that they're not going to have the bodies to be able to defend this properly, so this is... Interesting. Okay, so that makes a lot more sense now with what you were saying about what they're trying to do is, like, force an initiation, force them to walk in, and then kind of get the picks off of that aggression.
Alright. I'm going to be watching Jarrett this mid again. I want to see if he, you know, lives up to the past several mids where he's been basically the first person to die every time.
He's here. Will the soldier bomb him?
Oh, Happy Cool's just plus forwarding. Jarrett's still alive though. Oh, he got down to like 5 health. And there he goes.
Ooh.
First to die again, but with Sky at this basically like a tick later.
Yeah, Dingo had some really well-placed stickies there. He basically just controlled that whole area of the crates by himself. I mean, just some really good work from Dingo. Unfortunately, his mech's gonna die because Happy Cool is off fighting in exchange. Dingo's off the other corner fighting in exchange. The medic just wanted a health pack, and he was taken down.
And looks like another mid for Turbine. I think, how many mids have there been so far now? It's been 6, 7? Is this the 7th mid?
Yes.
Yeah, I think they've won, what, 4 or 5 of the mids now?
Yeah, they won the majority of them for certain. Velocity tends to lead Jarrett quite early, is the main pattern, but he did stay alive. He stayed alive for that mid, and he stayed alive for the last mid. They still lost them. Good damage.
Oh, Jarrett is getting really hurt again. He's so far forward relative to the rest of his team most of the time. And, like, Max actually starts to go for a flank there. And we actually get an Uber pop out of Velocity. They get 1 frag, but can Shamu follow up more here? Oh, that's... Shamu's going in for it. Go all the way. Oh, so close.
The 1v4. Come on, Shamu. No, unfortunate.
Yeah, they got Phantom down there, like, roughly 50 health.
It does serve a purpose though to be able to get Sky out of that situation and safely. They're an extreme diss out of Uber at this point, but I don't see much hope of them being able to hold this, if I'm honest. The Uber gets popped in by Turbine, and they're getting so much damage off immediately. And this Uber got a lot. They're going to be able to just kill everyone and stand on the point.
Yeah, Sky was able to escape, but it's too little too late at this point. And that, I believe, is game. 5-3.
Wow. We were both wrong about that one.
Yep.
Definitely a surprise. Definitely a surprise. Not what you would expect to see. Happy Cool was doing a lot on the flanks. He was getting a lot of work done, getting a lot of distraction plays, and obviously the double back hap from Happy Cool. I keep saying Happy Cool because it's a very similar name. But the double back hap from Happy Cool and Marmalou was very impressive and distracting enough to the point where neither of us even noticed it was happening.
I'm just kind of looking through some of the stats here just to see how things went. Looks like Shamu for Velocity had a fairly decent game as far as scouts go on Granary. Max got actually most damage of the scouts. It's pretty impressive. Kryptonite with the top damage. Yeah, and how many times did Jarrett die? 22. How does that compare to Dingo at 11? Yeah. Wait, no, I misread that. Jarrett died 18 times.
Is it? Yeah. I mean, almost every mid. Like, almost every mid. I don't know what was going on with their mids. Like, even the rollouts, like I was saying, were quite strange. And I was watching them every time and I was trying to figure out, like, once again, like, what the purpose was. Because 90% of the time, you had mids where Jarrett was there so early. And the problem was, it was him against the entire other team. It wasn't just him versus Dingo. It was him versus all of Turbine. And so that made it a lot trickier, and most of the time, like after the first mid, they called it and they just focused him down every time. So you're talking about losing one of your strongest players on mid before mid even started.
Man, like I'm trying to think of like all the really big things that actually happened, and like the things that really stood out to me was like Marmalou was constantly getting like really good charge shots in, and I don't know, it was actually pretty crazy. I think Sky got hit with charge shots like 4 or 5 times, and one of them was actually so insane because like Marmalou just spams it. Nobody on Velocity really knows what's up, and then it just hits Sky directly in the feet. Sky gets bounced straight up and hit with like 130 damage.
Yeah, she was fully on fire for that one. It is terrifying. A Comanglia is a terrifying weapon. But yeah, I think I mean, obviously, like the most notable flank would have to be from Turbine, because we saw a lot from Happy Cool, we saw a lot from Marmalou. Like they were always kind of up to something, but yet you never felt as though their combo was naked. You know. They felt like they kept it together. So I think that might have been a determining factor, because you have that flank, whereas on the side of Velocity, it kind of felt like Jarrett was their flank most of the time. So,
yeah.
What did you think of those Ubers? I think Shamu got most of the Ubers on the side of Velocity, but they weren't really able to do much with it. What do you think of that? Like only scout Ubers on a map that's so soldier. Like it favors soldiers, but giving all your Ubers to a scout.
Well, that's I don't know. It's kind of unfair to say, because most of the time when Shamu was getting those Ubers was usually either when the soldiers were either really really hurt and Velocity was in a bad situation, they kind of had to, or it was on the last point and it was Shamu plus one other person, or the main intent of that Uber was actually to chase down Phantom and hope for the best in actually getting Phantom, which for the most part looked like it kind of worked out a lot, because like Phantom died just a little bit more than twice as often as Sky, but I mean, it wasn't enough to make a difference.
Yeah, he got a lot of solo Ubers as well, and it was it just seemed like really bad situations. Like a lot of the situations, like you said, that they popped just were not planned, obviously. Like they weren't focused and strategized, so it just seemed like they were the most forward. Shamu and Sky were the most forward. The rest of the team wasn't there. The Uber gets popped off, and what do? You just run away and hope that Sky can stay alive. And a lot of the time, Shamu was able to just distract them for long enough that Sky was able to get out, which is it is a benefit, but it's still unfortunate to have that many Ubers and not be able to get anything with them.
Yeah, I really
19.
enjoyed watching Velocity's like last pushes though, because it was so intriguing just to watch like Midas and Rikuso kind of just run in, both die, and then just like Velocity just trying to force Turbine to actually do something.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, eventually it actually worked out for them, but
they tried it an awful lot.
Yeah. Not really too sure what else we can actually talk about here, because I mean, at the end of the day, it just seemed like Velocity kept bleeding players in those transitions, and I think that's ultimately what actually lost them the majority of those rounds.
Yeah. Well, that was Bring Back Turbine over Velocity eSports, and no, that's basically it for us. Do you have any shout outs, Mr. Comanglia?
Shout out to Lamp Sitter Rikuso for spamming down and forcing an Uber and making it seem like Turbine had no idea he was even there to begin with.
Very nice. I would like to shout out Minecraft. Shout out to Minecraft. Big fan. And that's it for us. There will be more games. The season just started, guys. There will be more games. Very excited to see more of ESEA this season.
Yeah, I'm very impressed that this actually got to like a full 5-3, and it was 45 minutes. Like, as far as granary goes, that's not too terribly bad for 8 rounds.
Yeah. Well, I think that's it for us tonight. See you guys later.
Thank you. Have a good night, everyone.